In our fast-paced careers, we often can think, oh, success means constant productivity. But we have to realize that true progress comes when we take time to care for ourselves. Welcome to She Self-Invested. I'm your host, Lodisha, and get ready to tune into your go-to podcast to feel empowered, to show up authentically feminine in male-dominated spaces, while prioritizing spiritual self-care. Let's invest into ourselves together, starting now. Hello, ladies. Welcome back to She Self-Invested, the podcast that empowers women to thrive in male-dominated spaces. I'm your host, Lodisha, and today we're diving into the power of taking a break. Something I know many of us struggle with, especially in high-pressure careers. Pausing, resetting, and recharging are all essential for long-term success, simply because they allow us to regain focus and energy, preventing burnout. I spoke a lot about burnout in episode 7. What I learned from burnout is that constantly hustling without rest can lead to diminished creativity and productivity, ultimately holding us back from performing at our best. That's why it's important for us to create space for reflection and renewal by taking intentional breaks, ensuring we return to our work with clarity, motivation, and a fresh perspective. Since we're on the topic of taking a break, I know you ladies are like, well, Lodisha, where have you been these past couple of weeks? I've been juggling multiple roles, and recently I realized I needed to pause and take time for myself. Something we often forget to do when we're pushing for success. I think it's ironic that we just spoke about burnout and knowing the signs of burnout and knowing when it's time to take a break. And here I am talking to you guys about why I had to take a break from this podcast, which I think is very crazy. What led me to taking a break was simply me realizing that, yes, I'm working more hours than usual, but I am missing out on some things in my personal life. On top of that, I have been driving myself forward with this podcast because I'm extremely passionate about helping you ladies, but I realize I cannot be of service to you if I am not in service to myself. So that's why I really wanted to focus on the importance of rest and recharge. They have benefits. Breaks are necessary because it improves our focus, our creativity. It reduces burnout. Even though taking a break may feel counterproductive, studies show that taking intentional breaks can help us return to work with renewed energy and clearer perspectives. Breaks aren't just about physical rest. It's about mental and spiritual recovery as well. Think about self-care, mindfulness, prayer. How can we hear what God is telling us if we are so busy with external things? That's why it's so important to make time to go inwards. In our fast-paced careers, we often can think, oh, success means constant productivity. But we have to realize that true progress comes when we take time to care for ourselves. Let's go over a couple of quick signs that it's time for a break. Think about if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're constantly tired. That was me. If you're lacking motivation, or maybe you're noticing a decline in your creativity. Once again, that was me. When I realized I wasn't feeling as enthusiastic about recording podcast episodes. I was like, oh, no, stop, hold the brakes. Because I genuinely love creating audio content. So for me to feel indifferent about it, that's how I knew it was time for me to pause. Now let's get into how to take an intentional break. What I just had to learn for myself is that it's important to set boundaries with people, especially if you're a content creator of some sort, or you have a personal project that you're working on, or maybe you just like to draw or write. Whatever that might be for you, schedule a dedicated break time. This can be daily, weekly, or over a long period of time. Schedule whatever time you need so that you can avoid burnout. Next is unplug. If you need to disconnect from work emails, social media, or any stressors that are affecting your spiritual and mental health, release that so that you can truly recharge. I personally like to reflect and reset by using these breaks for self-reflection, spiritual growth, and simply enjoying life outside of work, enjoying my life outside of creating content. That's why I love the idea of spiritual self-care. I don't just talk about meditating or praying or spending time in nature. Like, it is my lifestyle. So that's why I feel it's important for you to find something that is your lifestyle. If learning to cook new dishes is your lifestyle, do that. If journaling is a part of your lifestyle, if that helps you with self-reflection, do that. We have to find the simple joys in life to bring us back to what really matters, our relationship with ourselves. Taking time for yourself is a vital part of your success and not a setback. So that is why taking a break is important for your mental, spiritual, and physical health. In the beginning of this season, I said that in the future, we will feature amazing guests. Work besties, it's time that we move forward with this podcast. So what I have in store for you, I have a couple of women that I am excited to bring on this podcast to help empower you, to help guide you, and to help inspire you in your careers and in your personal life. Not only your professional life, but your personal life. They are coming with fresh perspectives, empowering stories, and real life situations. So stay tuned. While I am already in the process of pausing, I decided that I would like to take some more time away from the podcast so that I can create the best content as possible for you guys. So moving forward, we will be taking another short break. It will not be a long one. But until then, follow this podcast on Instagram for updates at sheself_invested. Follow me on Instagram. Add me on there because, ladies, you're not going to want to miss out on what's coming next. Until then, stay tuned. Subscribe to this podcast. Keep up with those Instagram updates. And I will let you ladies know when I am back with season 2, part 2, guest edition of She Self Invested. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest. Until next time on She Self Invested.